Miss Jessica here, coming to you with a tree tour guide tutorial. Just want to take you through your tree tour book that we sent home in your Wonder Kit 2, and also just to show you a little bit about how to use your key, your botany key that we also included. So you're going to need your tree tour guide, your botany guide as well, and then pencil. You're going to need some tape or whatever you're going to use to adhere your leaf to your page, and a pencil. So that's what we're going to start with. And it does have some different ideas about, like, find a leaf smaller than your hand. So that's the leaf this is the leaf that I picked. This is what I'm going to start with, just as an example. And so we're going to take this leaf through the key. So the first question is actually on the back, and it asks us what the leaf type is. So you're going to do this while you're either at your tree or as you pick your leaf, but our leaf type is simple. So this is a simple leaf, so we're going to write down that it's simple. And then we're going to come up to the leaf arrangement, and this you're going to need your leaf, you're going to need to look at it on the tree. So how the leaf arrangement is how the leaves align on the branch or on the stem. And so our leaves, you can see they kind of stair step back and forth. They're not directly across from each other. So that means if we look at our leaf arrangement, that means that our leaf arrangement is alternate. So we're going to write that down on our sheet. So most of the leaf arrangement that you're going to see is going to be alternate. These other types, opposite and world, you may see some of those, but it's not very common that you would see that on a tree. You'd probably see that on some type of herbaceous perennial or some other type of plant. So you'll probably most of the time get alternate, but you're going to want to look and check that out. So then we're going to turn our sheet over. And the next thing that we're going to take a look at is the margin. And so the margin on our leaf is the edge. And this leaf I picked because it has a really cool edge on it. And so I'm going to take my leaf and I'm going to compare it on my sheet to the different edges of the leaf. And you can see that there's a few different kinds. And so I think that this leaf right here looks the most like this one, serrate. And so it says teeth forward pointing. So I think that that's mine. So I'm going to put that on my sheet here. And then it takes us to our next question, says what I like about this leaf. And I really like the veins in this leaf, and I also like the texture. So when you pick your leaf too, not all leaves are just going to be super smooth. Some of them are a little bit thicker. Some of them might be bumpy. I like to look really close. You can take your magnifying glass too that's in your kit, and you can look really, really closely at the veination. So that's these different parts of the leaves, that how the leaf is separated, and this is how the leaf, this is when the leaf produces its food, and how the water and different things get moved throughout the leaf. So you can also look on the back as well. It has a really cool underside. The color is different on both sides. So you can write down what you like about the leaf. Then you can attach it. And then if you want, you can try to figure out what type of leaf you got. So what your tree actually is. And so you can use online tools. You can use a book for that. We also have some tools available on our website that you can use to try to figure out what your leaf is. But I know that this leaf is an oak. And so it's a special kind of oak called a chinkapin oak. But that's just, I know that just because it's here in the garden. But if you don't know the leaf, there's lots of resources online and books and different things you can use to try to figure out your leaf. But the most important part is that you're going through and you're really taking a close look at your leaf. We're not as concerned about what the tree actually is as using your guide and really taking a close look at the leaf that you've picked. So that's how you're going to go through your book. You need to find a leaf that's green all year round, so that's called an evergreen. A leaf that's about the same size as your hand, one that's colored, so as we get further into the fall, that are yellow and red. So that's the short tutorial on how to use your tree guide. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.